tell you?
Are you okay?
Did you bring enough for the rest of the class is the question.
I mean, I was about to ask if she'd been drinking.
I meant to go get a drink before this, but fucking
Yeah,
parents.
me too, but I don't know. Are you childless this weekend?
Nah, they're upstairs enjoying my Xbox.
Oh. Well, how nice of you.
I'm a parent. I do cool shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe one day I'll get to enjoy your joystick. Anyway.
Just nasty.
You love it.
Titties in my face would help, but you know, we'll get around to that.
Sure. So, welcome to the threesome, the podcast where the three of us try to tackle at least 3 topics each week. And by the 3 of us, I do mean Star, our optimistic realist.
What up, though?
Magic, our voice of reason.
We in here.
And me, I'm Storm, and I am the pragmatic contrarian of the group. So, here's the thing. Whenever you talk to a dude about sex, it's it seems like
they start panting. No, sorry.
Well, you know, depends on the dude. But and I'm gonna speak about black men because that's what I know. And also because from what I can tell, either white men don't have the same proclivity maybe, or maybe they just don't express it. But when you talk to black men, it seems like the overwhelming majority want to play the part of dominant. I don't understand this. All of y'all cannot be dominant.
Are you out here trying to peg dudes?
No, I'm not.
What do you mean by dominant? I'm gonna need some clarification.
Like, I've had random dudes just like hit me up and say, hey, yeah, I saw you, wanted to holler at you, blah, 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 blah. And just so you know, I'm a dom. Any chance you're a sub? And I'm like, no. Like, I'm just not.
Okay.
But why is that like the thing?
What social media platforms are you hanging out on that you get these kind of...
I just
I would
said
say
Twitter.
all of them.
And I just said Instagram. I mean, I've gotten them in Facebook too, but, you know, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, Facebook was wild back in the days.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, I have questions.
Sure.
One, do you really think this is a predominantly black thing?
I just said I'm speaking about black men because that's what I know. But also,
according to Facebook,
the white men that I've tended to talk to are not so hung up on this dynamic.
I think if we're going to bring race into it, black men that are quote unquote doms, most of them are corny and trying to play a role that they're not fit for, are generally into white women. And I think, and this is just a theory, that white men that are into black women know good and goddamn well that shit ain't gonna fly.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Okay, but the black men who have brought this up with me are clearly not just into white women because they're trying to get me to be a sub. And I'm like,
But I think a lot of people try to play that role, and it's very obvious very quickly that that ain't what you do.
I didn't know if it was some kind of socioeconomic thing where
I mean, generally, we out here frustrated, and if we could take it out in fucking, yeah, but you ain't got to play that particular role.
You got to exert some kind of dominance somewhere. I mean, but I'm not it. I have been accused on more than one occasion of being aggressive.
Because of how you come off in conversation, that you attract a lot more of
Weirdos.
that. Well, no, you attract a lot more
People
of
that want to
that
spank you.
than the average person because you come across as strong, kind of know it all, domineering, And so, what a thrill it
And
would
I'm
be
none of
for
that.
somebody. I'm just saying, what a thrill that would be for a person who is into that to break that person down who
Yeah,
seems to be that person who just got it all together.
I could see your point with that, except for one thing. If that's your angle, then why do you bother to ask me?
that's why you have to
Because they
assume
don't
that
want to
most black
die
people
just
that
in case
come
you're
that
not
direct
into
are
it.
straight. There's also the matter of most people's outward personality is the exact opposite of who they are in their own head. So there's the hope of she's like this outwardly, behind closed doors, it's the opposite.
Hmm.
You go to a
Yeah. I
psychiatrist,
Yeah.
mean,
you know.
a dude I've known for years asked me the other day if I like to be dominated sexually, and I was like, can't say that I do. But what is y'all's obsession? Like,
What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't
Well,
know.
it depends. It could go anywhere from really rough, borderline rapist type sex to let me pee on you, like freakish type stuff, or
Ew.
you whoop me,
Ew.
or I'm just saying. It just depends
Okay.
on the person. Like, let me break out some whips and some chains and beat you. I mean, into submission. Because I've only been asked that like a couple of times, and I feel like, I'm a fairly attractive person, so I don't get those types of emails, but whatever. I feel like you get an inordinate number of them because of how you come across. That would almost invite that person who wants to be domineering over a strong minded person. That
Okay.
fulfills some sort of sick sexual fantasy, you know.
I
Okay.
gotta be sick.
But
I
here,
mean,
but here, but here's
whatever.
what. Okay. Here's how it went. We were having a conversation about something altogether different, and then
Sometimes you just be looking at the mouth thinking, I gotta fuck that mouth. But go ahead.
no, I mean, we weren't even in person. Like, this is a whole text conversation. And then all of a sudden, he says to me that he wants to be a dungeon master. That was his exact words, dungeon master. So I posed the
Fucking
question,
Christ.
do you mean D&D or S&M?
That's good.
Because they're two different, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know where you're going with this. We're going in two different conversational directions depending on how you answer that
Mm-hmm.
question. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So he indicated that it was the latter rather than the former. And I was just like, oh, okay. That's what you're into. That's what you're into. And then he was like, well, define S&M more, so, I defined it for him. And he was like, well, maybe S&M is a little harsh. He's like, I just want to dominate. And I'm like,
I still don't know what that means. That's got to be different things to
and I
different
was
people.
like, well, then why did you say that it was S&M? And he was like, well, I laughed. I think he said he liked the furniture. That goes along with that. I'm like, okay.
Go on,
But,
get a wife chick.
and then, of course, the question was posed to me, do you like to be dominated? And I was like, can't say that I do. Like, I'm not that girl. And I'm
Have
not
you
going to
tried
pretend.
it?
No, because I'm not going to pretend to be that girl. Why would I do that?
There's an element of freedom to losing control, yet there's always safe words and shit, so you have control.
Have you
And
met
I
me?
was just getting ready to say that. Like, it depends on.
it's a wide variety of things you can say by I'm trying to dominate you.
Exactly.
You gotta ask
Okay,
motherfuckers for
okay.
details.
Have y'all met me? I don't give control to. It's like that is just not who I am.
Never
But
know what people are like behind closed doors.
I would be open to a little something, something. But I would have to trust you, like implicitly. Like you would have to have my complete trust before I would be like, okay, we can try a little something, something. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm a trustworthy person.
Yes, you are.
Even if you do that shit, you don't walk up on somebody like, yo, can I dom you though? Fuck.
I
You're just
mean,
cornballs. How am I not getting more pussy? The world is fucked up.
what? Okay. Okay.
Look,
I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
Mhm.
the cornballs in your inbox. Just
Oh,
tell them go
right.
and get a Caucasian chick. You might even pull
Um,
it off with a Puerto Rican.
I'm sure there are black women who, as a matter of fact, I know there are
I
black
can name
women,
some, but
yeah, that are fine
they
with
tend to be
that.
in the white dudes.
I know black women who are of that personality.
And God bless their souls.
Bless them. Absolutely.
I try.
I cast no dispersions upon them. I just don't understand. Everybody can't be a dom.
Once
That was
again, I
all I
cannot
had.
speak for the black delegation on this one.
Yes, you can.
That
But
shit's corny to me. Like, if you have to play a specific fucking role every time to be excited, you're boring. Switch that shit up.
I mean, I don't know if it's an every time thing.
If you have the luxury of a person that's going to do whatever dumb shit pops in your mind at any given moment, are you giving that up?
Um,
Took too long.
I'm not gonna ask anybody to do too much dumb shit. I'm just not that person.
So you're not a dom.
I'm not. I have been described as aggressive by people, and we have.
Wow.
You have Dom tendencies.
Women naturally are like that, especially if you're a control freak, because if we cross the line, there's laws. So y'all kind
there's
of get that anyway.
there's laws for everybody.
Yeah,
Mm.
okay. I just had chicks get me drunk trying to take advantage of me last week. What I'm gonna do? Call the law?
You could.
Mama ain't raised no bitches.
Did she take advantage of you? Because if she did,
Listen,
then yeah,
we're
you could
sticking
call
to your topic at the moment.
I'm just saying, if she did, you could certainly call the law. I would certainly be willing to go to jail for that. But anyway.
See,
Wow.
now if I say the same shit, I'm fucking Weinstein. What the fuck? How you feeling, Star?
Mm.
Did you want to elaborate on anything?
What kind of dudes be in your inbox on social media?
You know what? I do not get dudes in my inbox. I don't. I don't. It's
Huh.
amazing to me. Maybe once or twice a year, there's a dude in my inbox.
Wow. I get them all the time. But you know what? And it's usually young dudes, like in
Yeah,
their
I got nothing.
late 20s, early 30s. And I'm like, what I'm going to do with you?
You miss every
Mm-mm.
shot you don't take.
I guess. Hmm.
Yeah,
These
I got
dudes is
nothing.
pulling up from 30.
Yes. All the way from 30. From 28. Yeah. Man.
No, nobody
So,
thinks to want to harass me in my inbox. I think for
all
me,
right, I'll do it.
I think for me, it's part. Some people think that I'm already with someone, and
Ah,
then there's others who, because of some of my interests or interests have been in the past, they don't mess with me because they don't think I'm hetero.
wow.
All right.
That is it. Like, what interests?
like football and chess and like
I mean,
just.
I have all those interests as well.
I mean, I get that, but I'm just telling you some of the stuff that I've come across. Like where
Nope.
people would be like, I thought you, like no, no.
While we're on the subject of random filth,
Uh huh.
last week I went into a sex shop with a friend.
Okay.
I'm looking around. There's the typical shit, and we get to the dildo section. Now, me being a hip hop dude, the first thing I notice is one says Safari on it. Did y'all happen to see his dick when it was popping on the internet?
I
No.
did not. I heard a lot about it, but I didn't
Yeah,
actually see it.
I heard about it, but naturally wasn't gonna look. So on the box, it says it's 12 inches. And
Okay.
I'm like, oh, I'm a pretty egotistical fuck, and I don't like thinking somebody's really packing 12 inches. So I had to have a conversation with my psyche, like, do I really have to go on the internet and look this up? So far, no, I have not. But I've seen other things, like pocket pussies always were weird to me. They look like they're not meant to have anything that big inside of them, but apparently they make them in sizes, and the bigger sizes cost a lot more money.
Hmm.
What else did I see? I've seen sex swings since the fucking 80s, but once you're in the store and you see the picture of all the different things you can try on it, it's a lot more entertaining. I was trying to get Shorty to get the fucking lingerie and probably help out some other dude that actually gets the pussy, but so
Why? I mean, I've never been in a
I'm a fucking great friend.
I've never been in a sex shop with a man before.
I
What
have.
do you own?
I bought the mints.
So you own no toy dicks around the house.
Not yet, but Christmas is coming up.
I don't know.
I
I've seen some interesting things like both hole penetrators and then they like have a clit suckering fucking attachment to it. There is
Yeah, I
some
want that.
interesting shit in there.
If you're looking for something to send me because you like me
Wow.
like that.
She was in the store. At least she could have had some fly shit to wear, which I don't know why I was thinking that because all of that shit looked the same on the floor anyway. But the second longest dick I seen was 10.5 inches, which I'm like, okay, that's more reasonable. But the
Why?
width was like the bigger part of my forearm, and they all have suction cups at the bottom. So
Why
what
are
the
y'all
fuck are
so
chicks doing?
obsessed with dick size?
I'm not obsessed. I'm just I
like
do
I
not like the thought of anybody's being bigger than mine. It's not an obsession. It's
again,
just like a
it's
what the fuck.
again, it's an. I mean, I don't understand y'all in that. I really don't.
Male egotistical bullshit. There's really no grand
Yeah,
excuse for it.
that's
But I'm
yeah,
like,
that's pretty much
who
all there
needs some
it can
shit
be.
the width of a fucking forearm? Like my
Well,
forearm's probably a little over 10 and a
I
half inches,
mean,
but goddamn.
if I guess if your shit is stretched out like that, then you need a little extra girth so
I mean,
that
I know girth is a good thing, but there's a point where it's got to be like, goddamn, are you giving birth or what the fuck?
I mean,
That and
Nah.
I don't understand the point of the suction cups. Is it that much shower scenes? Like, I don't. Why do you need a fucking suction cup?
I would
For
imagine,
placement where you
yeah,
want to put it.
to keep it from
Wouldn't
moving.
it be in your
Moving.
hands?
Not necessarily. I would.
If you're
I,
sticking it to something, I would imagine that's not as much convenient as it is for show.
I don't know about that.
You know a
I
Yeah.
lot
don't
for
know about
somebody
that.
that don't own one.
I can imagine where a suction cup may come in handy.
Where would you stick it to?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
that's where my confusion comes from. I've watched chicks use vibrators and play with their clit with them while we're fucking or whatever, but I don't imagine you're just sticking it to a wall and backing it up for practice. That just seems weird.
if that's your thing, maybe it is. Maybe
I
that is
was
It's
gonna
your
say maybe
thing.
zero.
that's some people's thing. Maybe they want to stick it to a hardwood floor and practice riding. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen videos, but I figured they just did that shit for video's sake. I didn't know that would be
Oh,
normal.
I'm not telling you definitively because I'm I'm not. Because I don't
Right.
know. I'm just
Right.
saying.
Yeah, we're just saying that there's
Keep it real for the
possibilities.
people.
No, there's possibilities in that, and I don't discount it.
I understand there's possibilities. I'm just trying to process the realistic application of it.
It wouldn't be
It's
useful
just
for
gonna be
me.
all over the kitchen floor like that. That's
I mean,
not
I
sanitary.
guess if who knows, maybe your whole house is tiled.
Right. The house tile, metal. I mean, you metal chairs. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, sure.
Who the fuck keeps metal chairs indoors? I mean, if you're outdoors, it's way more entertaining. But
Why would you have
I
a
don't
You
know
metal
are
about that
chair?
putting
motherfucker.
way too much thought in this. You
Right.
have metal chairs in your basement, like card table chairs.
Yeah.
I have no ass, so I try to avoid metal chairs.
Poor thing. You got Hank
Yeah.
Hillis. You little Hank Hillis in
Yeah,
the back.
all that.
Star doesn't need chairs.
You know what?
You don't. Am I lying?
No.
I have seen you sit on nothing at all. I've seen.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying. Oh,
People be tripping out.
you thought I was saying because you're ample in the posterior. No,
Right,
that's
but
not what I was
no.
saying. I'm saying that you're a warlock and you sit on the air.
Yeah, people be tripping out. Like, how are you doing that? I'm like,
Healthy thighs.
Strong core.
strong knees.
All the more reason to stick dildos to the bathroom floor, I suppose.
But the last time I went to a sex shop, I think the only thing I bought was those desensitizing mints.
Those are fun.
I wouldn't know. Never used them.
Have you ever given head with pop rocks?
No, but
Yeah,
I hear the sensation is good. I've
yeah.
heard of people who've done it, but nah, I
I did it
haven't.
once. He liked
Yeah,
it.
You damn well
I was
shouldn't
gonna say,
have.
is that what you like? Because hold on, let me get a pen.
I've only had it happen once, and it was
Let me get a
memorable.
pen.
Uh, jot down a few notes.
Jot down a few notes in case I happen to venture, eastward one day. So, Star,
We're ridiculous.
yeah, I was gonna ask about your sex shop purchases.
I mean, I've been with a couple of my exes, and this guy that I was just dealing with, he was kind of boring sexually, so I was looking for some things to liven up the joint. And
Oh, I was gonna say a new man would have opened up the joint, but go ahead.
nah, it wasn't no new man. It was somebody you know about.
No, I was saying if you were looking for something to liven it up,
Oh, right,
exchange him for someone,
exactly.
exchange him for
Right,
someone else, because
right. That should have been my frame of mind, but I call myself trying to be mature
uh,
and trying to work with a brother, and I haven't been disappointed much in my life sexually, but if there's a list, he's at the bottom of it.
yeah, I haven't either. There have been a couple of times where I was like, why did I waste my time with that? I could have been watching a movie or reading a
Yeah.
good book or something. Like,
And you know what? It's a freaking shame
Y'all
too.
want to
It's a
just
freaking
drop
shame.
social media
It's a freaking
handles?
shame because how do you look like that? I mean, his body goes through changes, so at some point his body is like, damn, and then at other points it's like, okay, you cool. Like, how do you hold all that and to just be desirable visually and just be such a,
oh,
I
because
won't say gigantic disappointment, but
I
it's just
mean,
like,
because good-looking men are, a lot of times lazy.
but he ain't that fine. That's my
No,
thing.
no,
It's like
no,
you're
no.
a nice looking guy.
I didn't say fine. I say good-looking.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
I
yeah. Well,
mean,
not with that.
Y'all don't feel like exceptionally good looking people are usually the worst in bed?
who have I ever been with that was exceptionally good-looking? I'm trying to think.
The motherfuckers that go above and beyond to carry themselves to be attractive.
That hasn't been my experience.
Yeah, I've only had one who was just a disappointment, so I can't. I have nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had very many disappointments in my time. And most of them have been extremely good looking men. I mean, it's been a couple of dudes where I was just like, you got a good personality. And I haven't had too much disappointment.
And to be fair, the disappointment came in his inconsistency.
Ah, okay.
It's one of the things I fear as I get older.
Your inconsistency?
It's bound to come.
Um, well, sure.
I mean, I guess they make medicines and shit for it now, but
I
I'll
mean,
figure it out.
I guess inconsistency doesn't really bother me that much.
How many whack days can a person have in a 3 month period?
One
How often are we getting it in? You know,
in a 3 month period.
I'm gonna assume twice a week.
three.
One.
Star,
No,
you
I'm
say
just kidding.
one.
No, I'm like, you phoned it in 3 times, and I understand that because people got lives. I mean, it's not always going to be fireworks. That's just not realistic.
Like, damn, I need to go finish up elsewhere.
Alright. Topic number three.
Past the time. I'm sorry, I'm just smacking on this lollipop.
You go, girl.
Let me put it down because that's terrible.
Keep going.
Anyway.
I'm sure magic begs to differ.
Oh,
You're
well.
probably over there giving him some sideline quiet entertainment.
Mm,
I'm
I,
the only one that does this podcast with clothes on.
he'll he'll probably enjoy it in post production, but
Mm.
I just might.
Mm-mm. Um, keeping it real syndrome.
The
People
worst.
and
What are you
their
mumbling about over there?
lack of self control and basically labeling it on keeping it real. What do you think?
It's the worst fucking thing to happen to black people since the slave trade.
They're keeping it real.
Damn.
Yes, I'm so tired of that bullshit. Fuck your broke friends. Everybody's like, oh, they were with me when I was down and out. No fucking shit, because they're down and out too, and that's all they're ever gonna fucking be. If you have the ability to do better, hey, you gotta leave some people in the rear view. I'm fucking amazed by the levels that people will go through to go, yeah, I'm keeping it real for my friends or my boys or whatever.
Okay,
Fuck them idiots.
I am an advocate of not forgetting where you come from, but that said, you can't bring everybody with you.
Exactly.
Like you just can't. There are some people.
You can't be
Um,
Kwame? No, I'm playing.
there are just some people that yeah, you can't bring along with you because they will drag
Here's
you
the
right back
thing.
down.
Yes. When it's time to do some dumb shit, there's always 100 fucking friends like, yeah, do that shit. When it's
Exactly.
time to do something that makes sense, you got two or three people like, yeah, you should do that. Fuck them 97, 98 people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who was really good at recognizing that bullshit early on,
Chris Rock?
and people don't give him enough credit.
Yeah,
Red
he
Fox?
was.
LeBron James,
Yeah.
because it's a lot of pro athletes, new money. They want to bring all their boys with them that are living in their houses, playing video games all day, ain't got no jobs, just spending up their money or whatever.
Shout out to Michael Vick.
Right. Case in point. But,
Mm.
one of the things that LeBron did with his friends was like, y'all can come with me, but y'all got to have a purpose. So
Yeah.
I'm going to send you over here to law school, and I'm going to send you over here to get this degree. And then at least y'all can come with me and I'll help y'all out. But you'll have your own thing and your own purpose and a purpose in my life.
And that's the type of love I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Fuck the friends that'll be around when it's time to do dumb shit.
yeah.
Have a friend that's going to help you or put yourself in a position to where you can help them.
Also, I don't understand how you get up and go to work and you got 10 people in your house that ain't doing nothing.
They had my back when I was broke, son. Yeah,
So,
they was broke too. That's the point I be making.
yeah.
And they gonna stay that way. If you
Hmm.
got the chance to elevate, hey, I love my hometown with all of my fucking heart. I ain't raising my kids there.
Yeah.
Shout out to moms for getting me out. Appreciate your yellow ass.
Wow. Why she gotta be yellow? Why can't,
She is.
I know, but why? But okay.
You know, this podcast is several decades too late because who could have benefited from that advice is MC Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like the case study for this. And
Yes.
I don't want to discount him because, to his credit, what he was trying to do was for everybody to come up with him. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get it.
He's trying to put everybody on. I made a hit here.
I'll make you the hype man. I'll make you a dancer.
Oaktown 357.
Yeah, I'm gonna put y'all in a group, and y'all can have a hit, and you can have a hit.
Hey, the RZA could do it.
Oh,
Yeah, so I understand what he was trying to do, and I think it was a very noble effort. But at some point, you just can't allow people to drag you down.
yeah.
Mm-mm. Sometimes you gotta love your peoples from a distance.
Sometimes. And for the record, even if they're family.
Yep.
Especially if they're family, because sometimes it's the family that tries to take advantage of you the most. Like, that's my cousin, that's my sister, that's my brother.
And you know what? I have never understood that phenomenon. Like, if one of my cousins that I barely ever talk to, like, hit a lick, what I look like calling them, like, hey, cuz, won't you help a sister out? You know what I mean? What I look like doing that? I haven't talked to you in 10 years. And then all of a sudden I'm going to call you because I need something? Who are these people?
Oh, I had a cousin who hit the lottery down south, where you
Uh-huh.
are, Magic, and
She
he
cute.
hit it
Okay.
for like.
First of all, not down south. Okay? I'm sorry. I don't
Are we
care.
about to have this discussion?
Yes,
It's
Because I
Virginia.
love Mason Dixon. There's no discussion to have.
because
It's the South.
it is not. It is above the Mason-Dixon line.
I need you to get a map.
And the state is way too close to Washington, D.C. to be considered the South.
Yeah,
Anyway.
so you were saying, Star?
It is the freaking
It's
South.
not.
Ask them.
Just because they want to be Southerners does not make it the South.
Look,
And
just because
hold
you
on,
further
wait a
south
minute.
don't mean the rest of the South isn't.
It's not the South.
Wait a minute. Am I not under?
Virtually
Wait a minute.
south of the
Okay.
Mason-Dixon.
I was getting ready to say it is south of the Mason-Dixon line.
Okay, it's still not the South. I
It
mean,
is the doggone south.
it's not south of the Mississippi, is what I meant to say.
There's not much that is south of the Mississippi.
runs north and south, so there's only east and west of it. But
Anyway, it's not the South.
on a map.
Not the South.
Okay,
It is
you're
the
more
damn
southern.
South.
All right, we get it. Can a woman finish what she was
I
saying?
am not Southern. I was not raised in the South.
Can we mute your microphone?
No.
Push the button.
And I'm offended. I was not raised in the South. I was raised by Southerners, but not in the South. But go
In
ahead.
Louisiana and El Paso, Texas, this what we doing?
I was not raised in Louisiana. I was
Look,
raised by people from Louisiana. And El
in El
Paso is
Paso, Texas, which is still literally the fucking south border of the country.
El Paso is the southwest, not the south.
This is why I don't like editing. So, Star, you were saying your cousin won the lottery
I'm just
and
telling you.
how much she's attracted to tall, light skinned
I'm
dudes.
telling you, people from El Paso will fight you if you call that the South.
And
It's
it
not the
doesn't
South.
matter what people from El Paso would do. You have the West, you have the Midwest, you have the Northeast, and you have the South. And
And
in
you
the
have,
South, Texas
and you
is
have,
included in that.
it is not all of Texas.
I'm too
You have,
sober for this
you
shit.
have the
Negros,
Southwest.
we all own a map.
El Paso isn't even in the same time zone as the rest of Texas.
It doesn't matter.
We're lumped
Still,
in.
El Paso
No,
is in the path to fucking Mexico, which is in the south.
we are lumped in with New Mexico and Arizona, the
If that's what you
Southwest.
have to say to yourself to feel better, okay, let's
I'm just telling
continue
you how
on.
it is, okay? But anyway, go ahead.
Mm,
That is it. That is why it is called the Desert Southwest. But go ahead.
What's the first word in the directions?
South.
Desert.
Yeah,
Desert.
that is not a
That
direction.
is
The
not a
first word in the
direction.
direction.
It is a geographic location. Anyway, go
I
ahead.
wonder why people want to choke you out.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes,
Oh, because I trust you.
thank you.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't even remember now.
Your cousin, who's obsessed with tall, light skinned dudes from the north,
Oh,
won the lottery.
No. That my cousin is actually a male. My cousin
I
that
was gonna
had hit the
say.
Look,
lottery.
depending on how much he won, I can fake it for a minute. No, let me stop.
Right. So my cousin down south that had hit the lottery down south
Mm-hmm.
of the Mason Dixon. Um, he
Mm.
hit the lottery for like 600,000 or something like that, and not millions and millions of dollars, but
I was
quite
gonna
a bit of
say,
money.
in the grand scheme of things, that's not even that much money after
No, especially
taxes.
after
The house
taxes.
and
Yeah,
furnishing it,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're cool and close, but we're not that close to where I would even begin to feel comfortable with calling him and be like, "Cuz, why don't you let me hold 10?" You know what I mean? Something like that.
right.
Help cuz out or whatever. I would have never. And he was telling me when I went down there, about all the different people that was coming out of the woodwork that he never even really dealt with like that was coming up to me like, let me hold a little something. Like,
Yeah,
hell no, if you don't get out my damn face.
right. Have you ever watched those shows on TV about the people who hit the lottery? This one dude said just random people would come and ring his doorbell and ask him for money. I'm like, who are these people?
I would have to move.
Well, and he did, and that's why he moved. But he was like, he was like, people that didn't know me from that would just ring my doorbell and be like, "Oh, I heard you hit the lottery." People think they're entitled to that money because somebody else got it. I understand that mode of thinking.
Yeah.
Laziness.
I
I,
guess.
I
I've
would just
told
go
everybody
ahead.
I know, you win the lottery, invite me to the party. After that, I don't win shit.
Right. I've always said that if I won the lottery, none of y'all would know it,
Nobody.
especially my brother. Like I would
Yeah.
never tell him.
I don't know.
Nope.
Is there a law up there when you win, you have to
Nope.
basically do the TV
Nope.
thing?
Not in
All right.
Michigan.
Well, if I win, I'm moving up
Yep,
there.
in Michigan you can claim it anonymously.
Nope. If I won the lottery, I have a little more than a handful of people that I would write a check to because I know their particular situations that I would help them out. And they would know that I won the lottery. They would know how
Um,
much.
Well, see, I would help some people out, but I wouldn't tell them I won the lottery.
Well,
Like, I wouldn't tell them that at all.
they would have to know something because where am I getting this money from? But
Ain't, ain't my business.
they would know how much.
I am not in the business of looking gift horses in the mouth. So,
No,
Right?
you know what I mean?
no, not at all.
Like, ain't nobody gonna write me a check and I'm gonna be like, where this money come from? Nah.
Like, thanks.
Yeah,
It
I'm
might
just
depend
like,
on who it is, but
nah,
I ain't gonna give it back.
nah. I'm just like, thank you. You know why? Because even if they are shady, plausible deniability goes a long, long way.
Long way. I didn't know what you did to get this
I
money.
don't, yeah,
Tell it to the judge.
yeah. I need to be convincing when I tell the judge I had no idea. So,
All right, we good for the night?
what else can I beat on?
No. Anyway.
We are good for the night as far as I know, unless you have something else.
Magic is running.
I got kids, man. Bad enough they probably heard half this conversation.
And they don't know what any of it means. Trust me.
No, I wouldn't say
You
all
probably
that.
don't give them quite enough credit. Kids be smart.
I was a smart
Yeah.
kid, but I heard a lot when I was that age, and I didn't know what any of it meant.
You ain't have internet access.
Well, that's true. I did have a very robust set of encyclopedias, however.
Only had half a set, but
Yeah.
family was on a budget.
Yeah, I'm old as fuck. You know what I realized? My kid, who is 22, never had to deal with the card catalog.
No, I still take my kids to the library.
Yeah, but they don't have a card catalog.
Yeah, I never
They
really
have a
thought about that part. I
computer.
just take them to
Yeah,
the
they have a
food section.
computer. You punch it in, and it tells you, where to find your book. You don't have to navigate the card catalog.
I don't even remember the Dewey Decimal System.
As well, you shouldn't. I still remember it. I mean, it's still on the books. The librarians still use it.
Yeah,
But
I don't remember what goes to what anymore.
there's zero reason for kids to learn the card catalog, is what I'm
Which
saying.
is unfortunate because that's how you used to spy on the cuties at the library. The guy you were afraid to say anything to, but you kind of wanted to watch him off to the side a little
Y'all
bit.
so into nerds.
Get up and look in the card catalog like you were looking for a book.
Okay.
I also realized they don't teach kids keyboarding now that I got a homeschool children. I'm like, why are you typing so slow?
Well, your kids wouldn't be old enough to have taken a keyboarding class yet anyway.
I would think with the way technology's going, they'd start that shit in first, second, third grade.
And you know what? And they might as well because they don't teach handwriting anymore, really.
Nope.
Yo, the school out here lets kids misspell things, I think up through second grade. I've walked through that hallway cussing so many times.
Man.
And I had to get on teachers' asses like, okay, I get that's how y'all do shit here, not mine.
I had to stop reading my child's essays because my child said I was too hard when I would read them. And that ended up being absolutely true because a lot of the stuff that I would read, and I'd be like, this is garbage. My child would turn
I
it
do that
in.
shit with magazines and newspapers and shit now. Like, who
Yeah.
the fuck edited
My
this?
child would turn it in and get an A. Oh, and yeah, in my job, you should hear the kinds of bullshit that comes through my email. And we have spell check and grammar checks and all this other stuff. Like, why are you sending me this with these long ass run on sentences and whatnot? Wow, that took a get off my lawn turn, didn't
Mhm.
Not that bad.
it? In my day.
Oh, yeah. If y'all like the show, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell a hoe. If you don't, tell everybody you know. It's the threesome. We'll be back next week. We get in you.
Peace.
Peace.